Roberto Martinez and his Portugal tactics. Can we recreate them in eFootball? Portugal won the 2025 UEFA Nations League after penalties and equalizing twice against Spain in the final. Let's dive deep into Roberto Martinez's 3 game plans that helped Portugal equalize and eventually defend the scoreline against Spain. The starting formation was a 4-2-3-1. During build-up, Portugal usually had 3 at the back. With the right winger Conceição stretching the field, the right back JUN would actually move into the midfield to try to have a 4 versus 3 advantage against Spain's 4-3-3. We can recreate this by having a right CMF and giving him deep line. Portugal started with quick counter play style and combined high press and a 4-4-2 when Spain beat the press. Nuno Mendes had a wonderful one-on-one defensive performance against Yamal and didn't give Yamal any space to dribble forward. Martinez tried not to give Yamal many 1 versus 1 opportunities by having Nito track back as well, but when Nito attacked, the void was usually covered by Bruno Fernandes or one of the 2 other midfielders. With so much focus on defending Yamal, João Neves' right flank was targeted by De La Fuente. Conceição was attracted to defend Cucurella, leaving João Neves, who isn't a naturally fast fullback, alone against Nico Williams. Dean Huijsen, who made 101 successful passes, delivered accurate long-through passes to Nico Williams. When Portugal sent midfielders into attack, it also left a huge gap between their defense and midfield line. But Portugal was also able to attack on the left flank effectively. In Portugal's first goal, Ronaldo and Neto attracted Yamal and 2 defenders, which gave Nuno Mendes time and space to attack into the box, almost acting as a second winger. This goal foreshadowed Portugal's second half performance, although they were behind 1-2 in the first half. With a goal down, Martinez saw his team's weakness in defense as well as what worked well for them in the first half. A natural right-back Semedo was subbed in for João Neves. This change limited Nico Williams' impact, as Semedo was more defensively capable in the right-back position. Another change was Ruben Neves in for Conceição, and Bernardo playing as the right winger. This changed the midfield shape, and Ruben Neves played as the DMF. His presence strengthened the midfield defense and minimized the gap between the defense lines, as well as providing more control playing alongside Vidinha, who is extremely press-resistant. In attack, Portugal was more decisive in this strategy, attacking down the left flank and crossing into the box. Mingueza couldn't contribute much in attack, and Yamal was often alone against Nuno Mendes, so Portugal didn't have to worry about Mingueza's overlap. The midfield shape allowed Bruno to stay closer to the right half space, and he could overload the left side with Nito and Nuno Mendes. Mendes kind of had an attacking instruction, and eventually it paid off. He caught an opening where Yamal didn't track back perfectly and Mingueza lost his position, then Ronaldo scored the equalizer from Mendes' cross. Near the end of regular time, Martinez wanted the team to defend the lead while creating chaos in attack with individual brilliance. Martinez gave a deep line instruction to Ruben Neves, and he would drop deep to form a flexible 4-5-1 and 5-4-1 shape. He also stayed at the back during build-up, which allowed Nuno Mendes more freedom to move forward. With Rafael Leão subbed in, Portugal would often send long passes to Rafael Leão and Mendes to create chances without any numerical overload. It was like a long ball counter approach, where the team defended in a compact shape and initiated attack from long passes. Eventually, Spain couldn't create any danger in extra time, and Portugal won the Nations League in penalties thanks to Martinez's game management. The first 2 game plans should be quick counter, and the third game plan should be long ball counter. But you can also use quick counter with defense level 1. For the wingers, you can either use an LMF, RMF, or an LWF, RWF with deep line in structure. I will summarize all game plans and instructions at the end of this section. Diogo Costa was an offensive keeper. The CB duo was Inácio and Ruben Dias, one build-up and the other a destroyer. Nuno Mendes can be an attacking fullback or a fullback finisher, and the right back João Neves can have any midfield playstyle. Just play him at CMF and give him deep line. The DMF Vitinha was an orchestrator. The CMF Bernardo Silva can have any playstyle. Bruno Fernandes was a whole player AMF. The RMF or RWF Conceição can have any playstyle. Here I used a prolific winger RWF with deep line. It's the same for the LMF or LWF, but he should be left-footed. And I used a whole player LMF. Ronaldo can be a goal poacher or a fox in the box with good offensive awareness. I also have a sub-attacking right back as Semedo, an orchestrator or anchorman as Ruben Neves, as well as a right-footed LMF or LWF as Rafael Leão. Here's the summary of all 3 game plans formations, instructions, as well as the table of players. For the first game, I'll try the tactics with the full Portugal squad in the national team event. João Neves joins the midfield during build-up.
Vitinha.
The strategy is clear, attack on the left and cross.
Punched away. Positioning was spot on.
Again, a very clear counter-attack strategy on the left.
Bernardo Silva. He rises! For them to get the nose in front away from home was brilliant, but these home fans will demand a response.
Same strategy, but this time it's Pedro Neto's cross. Changing to game plan 2 with Semedo and Ruben Neves. Nuno Mendes joins the attack more with attacking instruction.
See if you can open them up a bit more.
A proper DMF, Ruben Neves improving defense in the midfield. Regaining possession by pressing high. There's so much space in front of Nuno Mendes, and Ronaldo saw that.
Yeah. This kind of bold running was a mighty effort. He has done it, and that takes him up to 30 goals for this side.
Switching to game plan 3 with a 5-4-1 defense.
The command has been established.
Again, Ruben Neves' defensive position. This formation gave Nuno Mendes more freedom.
Great run on the overlap here. Place it in. Still have the cards to affect this game. Almost 75 minutes on the clock. Played back in.
This time, Ruben Neves intercepts in the midfield before deep line comes into effect.
Has ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Real chance! Tree wasn't. They can revisit that further on. And the keeper beats it away. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Portugal can.
The second game was a division game with a custom squad. I forgot to switch it back to quick counter, and it was fixed in the 20th minute. JUN Neves joins the midfield during build-up. The right back space is so empty.
That could spell trouble. He's got away. So much time and he's had a shot.
Very nice ball movement in this counter-attack.
Bruno Fernandes.
Having a left-footed left winger like Neto makes crossing easy.
He rises. In he goes again. Reflections on the first half.
The right winger Conceição stays wide, allowing JUN Neves to build up in the midfield.
They've shown some excellent counter-attacking now, and it's paying dividends. Portugal come off having scored the only goal of the game so far.
Midfielders move too high during attack, and it leaves a huge gap between the defense line and the midfield line.
There is certainly plenty for us to chew on during the break. Hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference.
A counter-attack on the right flank this time thanks to JUN Neves' long pass.
Now it's Trincao. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, that's a very decent shot goal.
Switching to game plan 3 of 5-4-1 or 4-5-1 long ball counter.
Bastoni gets over and intercepts. Good spot.
Nice run.
Tries a shot. Break would certainly help their cause now. Chip through. Portugal have, after this, one further opportunity to make a substitution. De Bruyne. Mbappe. Messi. Mbappe.
Again, Ruben Neves' interception,
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish.
as well as Rafael Leão's run down the left flank.
And he's managed to get free. Yeah, just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Roberto Carlos. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano, big chance!
Thank you so much for watching. Which of the 3 game plans do you think was the best?